Hey everyone, thank you for joining me today here at Retro Geek Gaming. We're ready to talk about stuff that's retro, geek, and mostly gaming related. And I hope that you're having yourself a wonderful day. I hope you had a great holiday with the recent holiday that's just come by. And thank you for joining me for today's video. If you do enjoy my stuff, feel free to leave a like and feel free to subscribe to the channel so you can follow for any future updates that come along. And of course, just like with every single video out there, you can feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments down below. Really interested in what you have to think about this particular topic. So, I'm not going to bring up the article because it seems like this computer is giving me issues when running OBS with multiple stuff because it is an old computer. But I do want to talk about the idea that Xbox has multiple prototypes out there, or just a prototype. They've been working on prototypes for a while for an Xbox portable console. Now, I think this is an interesting idea, but it really depends upon how it's used. You know, if I had to throw just my 2 cents out there on it, I don't want this to be like a PlayStation Portal. You know, I don't want this just to be something. It can be a PlayStation Portal-like device. It can connect through a remote app to the Xbox to use it like a controller, or if you're at home to use it to connect to your games library. Absolutely nothing wrong with that. And I think the article even went into stating that they are working on improving the Xbox app to make sure that it's running as efficiently as possible for something like that. So it does seem like that's an option that it's going to do. But if I had to just throw in some ideas in there, some things that I would suggest is, one, give it some memory, even if it's a small amount of memory that's internal, and then you give us a slot that you could add like a micro SD card, for an example, to where you can do like the PlayStation 5, to where, hey, the games can be stored on there, but then you just have to transfer them onto the internal memory, so that way you can take these games with you. Even if you don't have a Wi-Fi connection, you can still play them and just download them on the Xbox app. I would suggest doing that. Throw the Xbox app on. I'm sorry, the Xbox app for the idea of like cloud gaming and stuff like that. But throw in the Microsoft Store for the ideas of also being able to download games. Does that make sense? So I think that would be a good idea, and also, like I said, the external memory, just because that way we can choose the amount that we want. Like if we know we're not going to be traveling a whole lot, we're going to mostly be using it at home, and we want it as just a streaming device to connect to the Xbox to play the games library that we already have, then cool, you don't need a whole lot of memory, right? And I also kind of think that that works with the idea of making it more like a Steam Deck, in which you can maybe throw in different internal internal memory amounts, so that way you can choose the amount that you want and what works best for your needs. But at the end of the day, just make sure that it's optimized. You know, that's going to be the biggest issue, is what's this thing going to be? Is this going to be like a Series S kind of thing in power? Is it going to be somewhere in the middle between the S and the X? Is it going to be weaker than the S because it's just going to be used simply to stream, you know, simply to stream games off your library? How is this going to work? Only time will tell, and if they even release it, really. Because you have to understand that up until it's officially released, all this is just speculation. Like, yeah, sure, Phil Spencer says that they've been working on it, but they've been stating for a while that it's not a matter of if, but when they're going to release an Xbox portable. So it depends. Is this going to be something that they're just going to continue to experiment with and come out with prototypes until they eventually do release it, or are they just going to scrap it? You know, because who knows how long they've been working on this. It's probably been something that's been in years. It's probably going to be years until we see it. But I am interested in it, depending upon what they do, because I am sort of semi-interested in the PlayStation Portal, but I just wish that it was more of a portable, like the Vita was, where you could download games to it and then use it as a streaming device, like connect to the PS5 to play games on on its own screen like the Vita did. I just wish it was more like that. If they improved it to where it did that, and you could at least download, even if it's just one game, you say, hey, take one game with you, and you choose that game, and you have like 150 gigabytes or something to just put a game in there, then yeah, that would be cool. But you know, at the end of the day, PlayStation did what they did with the Portal, and it makes sense to keep the cost of it down. So depending upon what Microsoft does with it, I'm interested in seeing the price point also. But what do you guys think about this? Is this something that could end up becoming a big failure? Do you even want to see an Xbox portable? What do you want them to do with it at the end of the day? And you know, what do you think it should do? Because I think it should throw in all kinds of interesting features in there to distinguish it. But that's just me. At the end of the day, people are probably just going to keep using the devices at home, and it's probably not going to be worth it. But we'll see. But I hope that you have enjoyed this video. And I'm sorry for the rambling. I am trying something new, as you can see, so just trying to make sure that everything's running smoothly first, and then as we get used to that, move on to different ideas and different production things. But have yourself a good one, and I'll see you in the next video.